Hi, I'm Kate and I make junk journals, and today we're going to make this really cool layered envelope notebook that fits in a junk journal page. So today I wanted to keep working on this journal that we're working on, and really we have done all of the pages. So I'm going to add some blank pages in between the ones that we've heavily decorated, but we have created a lot of really cool templates, and I just stacked them to where it's just two of the papers that we've done together, and then the other one is just the 5-panel fold out one, because this one is like crazy massive, thick, huge, so it like takes up a lot of space. And then on this side, this is the one that we did last week, and I just put this one in just a plain paper that will kind of go around it. And I'm not going to add a lot of bulk to this because, again, this is such a fat page as it is, and because I already have my cover already pre-cut out and I know there's going to be some bulk over here, I can't make it too thick. So if we keep adding pages, then it will turn into an alligator mouth, which you all know I do not like alligator mouths. I will go in and probably put some stenciling and some decoration just to make it not totally blank. But other than that, we are done with the guts of our middle part. And like I said, I'll just put some blank pages in there so that there's just some writing space. But for now, we're pretty much counting this as done. So what we really need to start working on is this ugly Cheerio cover. Today, we're gonna work on this little flappy thing. If you missed the tutorial for when I made this cover and when we put this on here, then I'll put a link in the description for that. But basically I just took a file folder and glued it on and it flaps open. So let's go ahead and get started on this. And today we're just gonna do one of the sections, and then we're gonna finish it over the next few weeks, and then we're gonna make the cover, and then we'll put it all together and we'll have made another complete journal. So I'm really excited to get going on this. So let's get our little flappy folder thing out. And today, this is my inspiration for that. So last week we did this one where we had this little envelope that swung out like this, and it's a secret little pocket, and there's two envelopes together. And when I was crafting at home this week, I was kind of inspired by that, and I'm working on this little journal for my Etsy shop, and I kind of did the same-ish concept, but I changed it a little bit. And instead of gluing the two envelopes together, I kept them separate, and it created like a little book. So I thought this is really cute, but I also thought, I wonder how far I could take this whole little book concept. So I'm going to challenge myself and try to use more envelopes and create a little booklet. Now, this will add quite a bit of bulk, which is why I don't want to put any more in the center pages. So we will try to keep the rest of this little flappy flipper pretty flat so that the majority of the bulk can go into this little project. So I have a bunch of envelopes. Let's see, how many did I bring? 4 envelopes. I have a rough idea of what I'm doing, but kind of also don't know what I'm doing. So we'll see what happens. So I definitely don't want my little booklet to be right here. I want it to be one of these underneath ones. Ooh, I could put it like underneath all of them and have this little secret booklet right here. Should I do that? Okay, the pro of having these little booklets on this little green flappy part is that it's kind of fun and interactive and twisty-turny, but it also creates a lot of heaviness on this, and I don't want this to ever tear out or get too heavy. And it's kind of fun to have this be interactive, and then when you open it, there's more interaction. We could go either way on this. And decisions. I think it's strong enough. Should we put it on here? I think that's so fun. And it's kind of nice if it's heavy because it kind of stays like that. Let's go ahead and we're going to put it on the green part, which is so funny. I totally thought I was going to say this one, but this is what my heart wants to do, so by golly, that's what I'll do. So I was thinking about how to arrange these, and my first thought was we could just, you know, glue all of these little flappy flaps together, and then we'd have this little booklet that opens, and then there's a pocket, and then opens, and there's a pocket. Or we could reverse them and start out like that, and then flip the next one to where both of the opening parts are facing each other. So we have smooth, and then when you open it up, there is 2 openings in the center, and then you would go to the next one and it would be 2 smooth sides, and then you'd open it up and then it would be 2 openy things again. I think that's what I'm gonna go ahead and do just because that seems interesting to me. Another thing that I was worried about is creating a lot of bulk. So I have all these just pretty much nothing space. It's just creating extra layers. If I put glue in between all of that, then I'm gonna have 4 papers and 4 layers of glue all stacked on each other, all glued on the same spot. And that is gonna create a lot of unnecessary bulk. So my idea to get around that is to cut each of the papers and glue them in different spots and kind of stagger it, and then hopefully I'll be able to cut down a little bit of my bulk. So let's go ahead and do that now. And because I am not really gonna see this, it doesn't have to be perfectly straight. So I'm gonna cut it maybe, I don't know, half an inch away. About a fourth of the way is about what I'm gonna do since I have 4 papers. So I will cut that down, and making sure I have this opening facing that opening, I'm gonna glue that on there. So I'll just swirl some glue, and I'm using my favorite Beacon Fabri-Tac. And we'll go ahead and make sure that those foldy spots are aligned so that they'll bend together. And then just press that down. And so now we have that first one connected right there. So let's go ahead and cut it again. And this time I'm gonna cut it here. So now I just cut about half of that off, maybe a little more. As you can tell, my lines are not very straight. No one will see. So same thing, I'm just gonna go ahead and swirl the glue, and I'm gonna kind of make sure to get the edges good because I want those to really be sealed, just so that it's stuck really good. And keep in mind that I am an over gluer. I am a little, terrified that everything's gonna rip apart, and so I just always probably put way more glue than I ever need. But my journals are so strong. Okay, and then I'm going to cut that again. Putting too much glue on. It's just paper. I don't know why I'm gluing it like a bowling ball is gonna hang off of it. Okay, and then I might as well cut off that little extra bit, right? I don't know, seems like something I should do. And mainly I wanna cut it off because it has that sticky part, little sticky licky envelope part. I don't want that on there. Okay, so we have the beginnings of our little booklet. So let's stick it on there. We're gonna put it on this bottom one. And we could glue this whole thing behind like that, and then we'd cover it up somehow on this side. Maybe put something here and make it a belly band. Or we could glue it on this side and just glue it down right there, which of course I would want to probably put these 2 edges together smoothly somehow, maybe with washi tape or something. So I think I'm gonna make it eat it around like that. This is my plan. If you're doing this on just a normal page, then it would totally work. And same thing, you could either glue the whole thing in somewhere, or you could wrap it around. Do whatever your heart wants. I'm not the only creative around here. I'm sure you can figure it out. But for this project, let's go ahead and stick this on here. So now I'm just gonna take my glue and we'll just glue up this edge. Swirly twirly glue. Make sure that even the strongest man on earth can't rip that off. And we'll put that right there. I probably don't want it right in the center. I'll favor the bottom just a tiny bit so that it is just like that with a border on the top and the bottom. Now, see already it's a lot thicker. But just you wait, it's gonna get even thicker. So let's look at what I did when I was freestyle crafting at home. So the first one I did, I started with an outside one. That's a good idea. Maybe I should have done that this time. Oh well, it's already glued. And even the strongest man can't undo this, so heck if I can start over at this point. So that, I just kind of decorated it for a writing spot, and I really kind of like the idea of keeping the front one kind of subtle, maybe this is exciting or maybe not, and then be like, oh my gosh, look at all that fun stuff happening. So I did that, and then here is just a little notebook. That's a good idea. Here is a fun little tuck thingy thing, and it's a little peekaboo tuck, kind of like my mother-in-law likes to do. So I kind of got inspired by her for that one. And then here I just have another little tuck kind of thing with this really cute leafy thing. That's kind of some ideas that we can work with. So let's start with this front one, and let's just get some cute stuff. Got a lot of cute stuff from Gwen Offutt's shop. Her link is in the description. And oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, so if you followed my channel, then you know about my favorite flower. Where is my favorite flower? Favorite flower. This is my favorite flower. I got some in a swap a long time ago, and I used them all up, and I loved them so much. And then I tried to find the die cut of this, and it's a Fisker's die cut that they must have stopped producing because I can't find it anywhere, and you can only find it on eBay for $1 million. So my fabulous crafting friend Betty got a hold of me and said that she could send me some, and she sent me a whole box full of them. I have so many of these, I will never run out till the day I die. So thank you, Betty, a million times. And I get to use my favorite flower all the time. But then I get a whole bunch of questions and comments from you guys wondering how you guys can get my favorite flower, because I mean, everyone wants to use this flower. It's so versatile, it's so cool, so intricate yet simple, and I love to use it for making little tabs and holding places. Anyway, favorite flower ever. But there was nowhere to get them, and heck if I was gonna share my supply with you. So Betty just told me that she is now selling them in her Etsy shop. So I also have a discount code, so check out the link and you can go and get some of my favorite flower for yourself, and all of your crafting dreams will come true. So I'm really excited, and thanks Betty for putting that on your Etsy shop. Anyway, before I got excited about my favorite flower, I was also saying that this is a bunch of cute stuff I got from my favorite ephemera shop, also on Etsy, from Gwen Offutt Designs. And I also have a discount link for her too. So if you want cute things for your junk journal, then Gwen will hook you up. And then Betty has really cute digital printables and my favorite flower. Okay, let's get some more stuff out here. I need options, people, options. For this one, we're not gonna put anything interactive or layery. Ooh, I just had an idea. What if we put some string and tied it to where this was like a closed little book, and then you have to open it so it can't ever flap open? That might be really fun. Let's do that. Okay, let's start out by some washi tape right here, and we're just gonna put it there. I almost forgot to add some glue, because we all know washi tape is not very strong. And if somebody's already an overgluer, by golly, you better believe we better strengthen this washi tape. So I'll just add a little bit of glue just to kind of make sure it doesn't start peeling off someday. Trim the edges so it kind of fits on there. And then I'm going to, I actually don't love that color. It's a little too bold, which is good, but I don't think like by itself I want something bold. I want something a little more subtle. Ooh, that might be cool. I think that's good. I'm gonna grab my awl and make a little hole in the center of that. Stab that there. And let's see, let's use one of my heart brad. So you can use any brad, but if you're gonna use a brad, might as well have a heart on it. We'll go ahead and stick it. Now this is a little complicated because I don't want to stick it through both sides of the envelope. So we'll try to just stick it through one side of the envelope. See if I can do this delicate procedure. Yeah, and then we'll stick that in there, and then I'll reach in and open those little brad ends, which I may or may not be able to do. Aha, success. Okay, so I flattened that and totally wrinkled up this poor little envelope. And then we'll get a little piece of string, and I'm going to kind of shimmy it underneath all that, and then give it a little square knot. So a square knot is just right over left and then left over right. So you tie it one way and then tie it the other way. And then I can trim the little piece. And now I have this that is stuck there. And then I'm just gonna wrap the string around the back, and I'm going to loop it around twice, cut it too long so that I can trim it down if I need. And I'm going to tie a little knot there as well, just so that it looks kind of like that's the ending of it. Maybe I'll fray the end a little bit so it's like, looks more tassel-y. Okay, so we have this little secret writing space that we can open up. And I guess you can wrap it around either way, whatever your heart desires. Mainly just needs to be long enough to go around, but then that will keep it closed, and I kind of like that. Then it's like cute but still simple, and we can write here because I love leaving lots of writing space, and that is cute. And sure, I wrinkled it a bunch, but it's a junk journal. What do you expect? Okay, let's open it up. First, let's find some cards to shove in here. I mean, not shove, delicately and lovingly place inside of here. Does this fit? Look, that's a card that fits. Let's do that, make our lives easy. No, let's use this random little beach stationery notebook, notepad paper. Slide that in there. Let's trade this for that. Black is really nice to contrast, but for some reason with that green, all of a sudden like the whole vibe is getting too heavy. And I still want to be light, bright, and fun. So here's another one of these little cards. I'll just stick it in there. There we go. See how much brighter and happier it got. Let's go ahead and use my favorite flower for this. And we're just gonna take it and cut it not in half, but kind of to where I get two little nubs right there. And then the bulk of those petals are on that side though. And then we can put one on top and one on bottom and use that to hold in a card. And then for this one, we're just gonna glue that little bottom part, leaving the two petals on top unglued so that they can act as our tab. Oh my gosh, does this little envelope fit? And then I could have an envelope that you pull out in the envelope thing. Is that too many envelopes? Is there such thing as too many envelopes? It could be kind of fun. Yeah, let's do that. And just to make it stand apart, I'm gonna get some of my Tattered Rose Distress Oxide, and I'm gonna just kind of rub some pink around it so that it does not blend in with the other envelopes. You are special, little envelope, and you should know it. And then I'm gonna put some rainbow paper in here. So I'll fold that to be kind of the right size, and we can put our little secret thoughts and feelings in that and have it tucked away right there. But this still looks bland and plain. We need something more exciting for sure. Maybe I will just take some scrapbook paper and trim off like 1.5 inches, and I can measure the same width as that, about there. Pinch that down and rip it. Pinch, 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 rip. Then we're gonna glue 3 sides to make a little pocket. So I'll glue that right there, and we'll have our little pocket. Let's get some string or lace. Ooh, this is cute. Let's use that. I'm gonna measure this to be the same length-ish. And I'll just put a little string of glue and I'll smash that on there. And I have this cute little tag that I got from Gwen's shop that will stick there. Now that is cute. That looks a lot more finished than just a plain old blank envelope. You know, I think I'm gonna switch these two. That way I can see the layer behind it there and there's more dimension. And for this side, I'm gonna keep my design kind of over here so that will stick out, and then we'll be able to see all the layers so it looks more interesting. I think I'm just gonna grab a little label and glue it like a belly band and stick something in there. Gotta watch out because I've got this really bumpy thing, so I don't want to glue it right on there, be right underneath it. So I'll just take that and I'll glue 2 sides. Man, that fits so perfectly. I love it when things magically align. Let's find a tag. That's cute. Am I supposed to cut that tag out? Can I leave it like that? Do you know what I think I'll do? I'll just make the border mirror the tag, and then it will look a little bit more like a tag and a little less like I forgot to cut out a tag. But I really like that color. I don't want to cut out the tag or I'd lose all that cute pink. And it still is a little wanting, isn't it? We need something to make it more exciting. You know what I say, when in doubt, add a butterfly. Dab a little bit on the top so that I can kind of have it hanging off. Maybe angle it in a tiny bit. That looks good. Ta-da! That looks like a page. Look at that. And then we go in there and there's stuff, little pockety things, little cutesy things. I'd say that that's a success. Okay, let's open it up and figure out what we want to do on here. And the one that kind of inspired me to do this, I really like this little notebooky thing, so let's do one of those. I do have some avocado dyed paper, so maybe we'll use that. And I will just kind of measure, I don't want it to be quite as big as this page. I want it to be a little bit smaller, so there's a border. Maybe about in half is good. No, a little less than half. I'll just remember, it's a little less than half. That'll make it easy to cut, and then I'll get 4 strips. So I've got 2 folded papers, which means if I stack them, then it's like 4 pages in a notebook. And I want to stagger them, so I'm gonna choose where I want my top one to be, probably around there. I'll just rip that. Then the next one I will just kind of eyeball and say I will want it around there, that. And this third one somewhere about there. So now that's staggered like that, and I like that because then it, again, anything to add some dimension and texture and layers, I love it. So do we want to put it on this side? For some reason it seems more exciting on this side than that side. So I'm gonna just glue these together, and I'm just gonna glue right here underneath that line. Put swirly twirly glue right here, and then I'll put these together, and then when we open it, that top one will be able to fully extend because there's no glue right there. The middle one opens to the center so it fully extends, and then this back one, we're going to pre-crease it so that it's obvious where that needs to stop, and I'll crease it just right underneath where that glue is, so it'll go like that, and it will be like that. Now, do we glue just a strip so that we can also write right here, or do we put something else underneath here, Or do we glue 3 sides and turn it into a pocket? These are the questions. Sometimes I wish I could just get your opinion, but I guess I will have to make this decision on my own. Let's do a pocket. So I'm going to glue these 3 sides on the back and make a pocket leading outside. And I kind of thought that would be fun because here we have like pocket in, and then we can flip and we have pocket out. So that's what I'm thinking. So we'll glue the top, glue the side, and the bottom. And I'm gonna just place it to where there's kind of a nice even border, giving myself a little bit more room by the spine. There we go. So now we've got on that bottom page, it's a pocket. Feeling pretty good about that. So let's fill the pocket by grabbing some sort of card, and let's see kind of how it fits as is. Okay, so this is too small, but let's use it anyway and just expand it. So we're gonna take a little time on this guy and kind of create it to be the same size we need and make it a little bit more interactive while we're at it. So let's grab just a little piece of scrap paper that I have. So I'm going to just measure, align the bottom with that and align the top and just kind of cut it to the size that I want. Since these are rounded, I'm gonna round these corners as well. So I'm gonna put it on like this to make it fatter, and so it'll be like that. I'm gonna grab my glue and I'm gonna take this one and just kind of glue one side and then a little bit up each sides to make a little mini pocket. Put that just like that. Get it nice and fat. I'm just gonna add a tiny bit of the Tattered Rose ink because it just looks like it needs a little something. Anytime I look and I'm like, that looks too much just like blank white paper. Then I just ink the edges and magically it looks like something on purpose. Okay, I still think this looks a little blank, so we're just gonna grab some washi tape, fix that problem. Measure that out-ish, draw a little line. I'll put that right there. Then I can just kind of trim along the edge so it kind of lines up. Okay, and I'll just grab just a little square and stick it in there. Maybe we'll put 2 things in there so that it's kind of layered, and this one is cute and small and more interesting, but then this kind of fills up that backspace too. So we'll have like 2 little tags. And then let's see how that fits. That is just about perfectly fitting in the back, which is great because I really wanted to add one of these things. So I will just put this tab on the edge, and then I think that will really look kind of full and complete. So we'll stick that on there. We'll have it come out like that, and when you open it, that's when we'll put it that way. And then that will be fun to have that sticking out the whole time. Okay, what are we gonna do here? Got any ideas? How about we get some paper, something like this, and we'll create something up here on the top, and we'll leave a bunch of writing space, and we'll have a little tab that pulls out so we can start adding different layers of tab. So I'll start out with this, and I'm gonna just kind of eyeball it, give myself a little bit of a gutter in the spine. So somewhere there, we'll cut that. I'm gonna fold it over just one time, just because I know we're getting bulky. Otherwise I would fold it over a million times. And then I'm gonna just glue it here, here, and here on the back so that it's a side pocket. So we'll put that up there, giving ourselves some room by the spine and just having a tiny little border right there because we kind of want the tab to stick out a little bit. Okay, do I already have something that is that size? Seems like I have some long skinny things. That's probably too long. Okay, I think I'm just gonna have to create something to tuck back there. So I'm just gonna grab some of this pink lined paper so that I can just kind of roll it to be about the size I want. So I'll need it nice and skinny so that it will fit in that space. And I'll just roll it over. 3 times is probably good. And I'll cut that down. See if I folded it small enough. I did, yes. Okay, we'll stick it in there. I'm gonna cut it really close to where it's barely sticking out and kind of just right along the edge so that I can put some sort of little tab. And I'm gonna make a little washi tape tab. So I'm gonna just grab a strip of washi tape and I will stick it in one of the middle ones, and then I'll just put a little blob of glue in there and then finish folding that over. So we'll have that little tab sticking out, and then that will kind of be there, and then when we close it we have more than just one tab, and then maybe we can add a third tab in there at the bottom. Okay, so we can't leave this like that because that would be ridiculous. So maybe we'll use some of that same paper we were just using and use this little scrap piece of it and put this on here as well. So let's cut that down kind of in between these two lines somewhere, and then I'm just gonna fold it like that and rip that little edge off. And as much as I want to turn this into a pocket, I really don't want to add any more bulk, so we'll just glue it regular. I know, no fun at all. We'll stick it just like that. But we should definitely like cutesy this up more. So let's stick a flower and like a word. Do more than exist. That sounds like an insult. Do more than exist. You low-life, dirty little adventure is worthwhile. Hold on tight to your dreams. Let's do what you love. So I think I'll put it there. So I'm just gonna kind of dab it there and then glue the little flower. Give the little phrase an extra dab of glue. But isn't it better to love what you do instead of do what you love? Do what you love makes it seem like there's too much pressure to like, you know, go after things. But to love what you do, it's like, I'm already doing it. Might as well love it. Seems a little easier. Okay, so there we go. We got a little flappy flap action. And then a little secret something. That looks a little boring, doesn't it? I bet a little stenciling is all it needs. I'm gonna use some speckled egg and just kind of give it a light little brush of stenciling. Stencil, stencil, stencil. It's not boring and white. There's texture and fun. It's a million times better. This guy seems a little lonely. Maybe we give it a transparent butterfly that hangs off the edge. Could be kind of cool. Put some glue just on the very top. Stick it on the edge. There we go. Now that page doesn't look so sad. Okay, let's go on to this page. First, let's put some stuff in there. Grow a happy life. I'm pretty sure we need to utilize this chicken paper. Get that good size. There we go. Okay, let's just do some assessing of this whole thing. That is really fat. That was like super fat. We're gonna have to do some bulk control for the rest of this and not go too crazy anymore. So let's just grab that and do a simple tuck by just gluing two edges. Stick that in the corner. And this little paper fits perfectly right there. So let's do that. Maybe we'll like have them opposite of each other and put a little tuck up here and then a little tuck down there, so it's like two tucks. Just glue two little edges of this. Ooh, I'm actually gonna make that a pocket because that will fit there really nicely, and I think it will be better if that's a little more snug. So I'll just add a little bit of glue on this side. And we'll have this little pocket right there. So now those are gonna be kind of opposite. We put something up and then we put something down. And these have words and are very busy, and there's lots of patterns on everything, so I think that looks good as is. It's kind of nice because then you can move this and write there, put it back, and then we can, same thing, there's writing space there, and then we can also write on the backs of those and on that. And look, not too bulky. We did really good. Okay, last page. Let's keep this relatively flat, and maybe we should kind of mirror what we did in the front and just kind of put a thing of washi tape and just let there be writing space, and then that will kind of complete our little booklet. So I'm going to use that same washi tape so that it kind of, you know, fits the little theme and seems like it's the conclusion on the back. So we'll just put a little line right here, then we'll put this washi tape down. And we'll stick a little flower on there for good measure, like that. So look, there's our little booklet. We've got lots of cute layers, lots of interaction, and it's like a mini book inside this book. And it will go there, and we'll fold it up all secret, and it will hide there, and yeah, it did get a lot fatter, but I think we're still good. We still don't have an alligator mouth, so phew. Thanks so much for crafting with me today. And if you make this or just something inspired by this video, then I would love to see it. And you can email me at katesjunkjournals@gmail.com, or you can just tag me on Instagram at katesjunkjournals. Make sure you check out the links below to those shops I mentioned to get those discounts. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next week.